Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM21. And this is our worst first series where we take a team of current ability 1 players, all 18 of them. But all 18 also have 200 potential. Can they go from being the worst team ever to the best team ever? Watch to find out. So we're back with episode number 2. And this team isn't as bad as they look on paper. Current ability 1s across the board. But of course, the moment we got into the game, current ability 1 means something different than it does in the pre-editor where you punch 1 into literally everything. Current ability 1 is about a 6 across the board. So when it instantly recalculates and gives them all 6s, they're not quite as bad as they were. That's been good for our short-term results. We won that opener, amazingly enough. We were clearly outmatched in so many ways, but the mental attributes especially helping to carry the team. They did go on to lose the next match and lose a friendly, but through our simulations, we find that they won the next 2 friendlies, including 1 league match, 5-1 with 3 goals in stoppage time at the end of that thing, which is quite amazing. Groot and Jean Grey each with 2 goals, Ant-Man with 1 on top. So our wingers and forwards are creating. They are being effective, and that's been good. Ratings, Star-Lord continues to struggle, 6.6. We might have to look at a replacement temporarily. Anyway, at fullback, he's also not training well, so I'm not sure what's going on with Star-Lord, but he's not fitting the mold where the others are. I don't know if it's because the form is off and therefore the training's off and whatever it may be. I've got to keep an eye on Star-Lord, who has struggled early on. But outside of that, team it really is doing an impressive job so far. But here's the thing. We're in the 10th tier. It doesn't mean much if we perform well in the 10th tier. Even if we win here in the 10th tier and move up to the 9th tier, that doesn't mean much. The experiment, the real thing, is to see if we can take this team from that current ability of 1 and push them towards that 200. Can they develop? Can we grow this into a team that's going to win the Champions League? 10th tier doesn't matter much. So regardless of what we do this season, what is far more important is whether we can see some growth and development. Now, we're only a month. We're only a month in. 27th of July was actually the start date. So we're right at a month. Now, Star-Lord doesn't seem to be a great example. By the way, Cyclops has 3 goals. That second match that we lost 5-3, I didn't select use same match squad. And somehow Cyclops was placed as striker. Now, of course, I have no assistant manager, so I have no idea who managed the club in my vacation time. They went out and selected themselves, I suppose. But anyway, Cyclops scored 3 goals as striker. Now, of course, with the height that he has, you could see an advantage, but none of the goals came from the head. They were all with the foot. Amazingly enough, we still lost that game. Let's go ahead and take a look at a player with the highest ratings so far, which would be Jean Grey. And let's see if we're starting to see some growth. And yes, we are, in fact, starting to see some growth in more than one way. A couple things are happening here. One, we are seeing development. Free kick taking, heading have added a point. Anticipation, composure, concentration, decisions, leadership. Yes, it was a 3, now a 4. Vision. She is absolutely growing as a player. So that's fantastic. I mean, we can see good increase in form. We're seeing some steady development already. But more than that, she is now competent as a left winger. We just started training this a month ago, and she's already figuring out the position. So this is an excellent sign that yes, we can train them in other positions, and they will learn, and they won't all just be left and right midfielders. But B, they can and will develop. And of course, this is all despite the fact that our facilities are a level 1. We only have a single coach. We have an advertisement out right now for an assistant coach. 3 weeks into that, nobody had applied. No one. Not a single soul. We continue the advert. At some point, someone will respond. It might not be till the end of this season. It might not be till mid-season. I might have to redo it manually because if I go on vacation, it may just cancel on us. So keeping an eye on that is going to be a big thing. But signs are positive. The players are growing. Now, let's keep an eye out and go forward from here. We'll see the next game with a team that is ever so slightly better than it was just a month ago. Can we continue to get results? We've gotten 2 wins out of 3 matches so far, which is very surprising for the level we're at, but so far, so good. Maybe we actually can get that top half finish in this opening season. All right, so we kick off in the 4th match of our inaugural season, and so far we have exceeded expectations in every way, shape, and form. The progress in the team is expected, but the rate, part of it is very much unexpected. I would have expected to see a few points by now, but we've seen quite a few already pick up 1 full point of development in so many different attributes, not just 1 or 2. Nice ball over the top, and it creates a chance. Jean Gray goes near post when the keeper was near post. She probably could have gone far post, and then Gray nearly gets that one. She gets a second chance, and that ended up going out for a goal kick, not a corner. I thought the keeper had pushed it over the bar, but instead it was actually, there's another chance and a goal! Wolverine, first of the season, after Jean Gray got a 3rd opportunity. We are 23 minutes in already. This is not first few minute highlights. Deadpool lucky to be onside there, but Gray gets the free header straight at Parkin. Parkin, though, can do nothing but parry it away, and then Wolverine falls to his feet and just pounces on it. And we lead 1-0. This, by the way, is the favorite to win the league that we are playing on the road at right now. But here they go. They get a chance. The speed, absolutely a factor. We are going to struggle in the speed department for a while, but those physicals starting to come up. Quite a few players are now hitting 7 as we are training pretty heavily there. Nebula, that's a bad foul. Back to the goal, no one to even pass to unless they go all the way back to midfield, and yet somehow we give that one away. Here's Abrahams again. That one, the shot from Caldwell was blocked, and Gamora on the run the other way. Groot, nice ball over the top to Gray, and that's in! Jean Gray, 3rd goal of the season. 4th chance, and she finally gets one put in the right place. And I cannot believe how many chances we are creating, but the mental skills that we have are so good that it makes such a difference. We lack dominating skill in any way, shape, or form, or physicals, but mentally strong is really making a difference. And we're not great in every mental attribute, but the few key ones that we are doing well in are really helping carry us through this 10th tier. Now, if we were playing, say, National League, if we were playing 5th, 6th tier, we'd be getting crushed. But this is 10th tier football. Remember, okay? This is 10th tier. This is the tier that most you or I would probably be playing in if we were living in England ourselves. I do play soccer, by the way. Manage as well. Coached many years, though. Okay, I'm in the school system. I was a teacher for a lot of years. I own a daycare now. Instead of teaching, I still coach at the school that I used to work at. Anyway, we don't have a soccer program, aka football program, at our school. So I'm not currently managing. And COVID. I haven't coached in 10 months now at all because everything's shut down. Hopefully, in the not too distant future, we get back to that. Anyway, basketball, volleyball, track are my currents. But I do coach. I do play. And I'm not a bad player, but don't get me wrong. I'm better than a Kernability 1 according to the Football Manager rankings. That doesn't mean that I'm fantastic, and I'd probably be playing somewhere around this 10th or 9th tier in real life, as I do play competitively, casually, but it's indoor because I live in the Northwest, where it does, like England, it's cold and wet a good chunk of the year. 2-0 at the half. This is phenomenal how well the team has played. But again, I think this says more about what the 10th tier is than how good these players are, because they really are that Kernability 1. Now, I bet you if we start to glance, I don't have an assistant manager, so I really can't properly check this right now. But if we use my Youth Factory guide that actually has the hidden attributes that shows you that Kernability, I bet you most of them aren't a 1 anymore. They're a 3 or a 4 or 5. It's already coming up, because if the base is 6s and suddenly most everything's a 7 and it's out of 20. By the way, they don't have to be all 20s to be a 200 Kernability, just like the bottom of the list is not straight 1s. The top of the list is not straight 20s either. 200 ability comes well before everything's a 20. It's lots of, I believe, 17s, give or take, 16s, give or take. Oh, straight red. Ouch, 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 ouch for them. 70 minutes in, and suddenly they're down to 10 men. It looks like we might come away with a win today at what is supposed to be the best team in the league. Does that mean this team could actually win the league this season? Oh, I don't know. This is one match, and as manager, we are in, but Gray is tired. Let's go ahead and bring on a sub. My Black Widow, I believe, is the winger. Thor is quite tired. Let's go ahead and bring on our backup center back, Captain America. Gamora, ball into Nebula. Black Panther gets a chance, and there's another goal in stoppage time. 3-0. We are a team that seems to pull out goals in those closing minutes and starts halves strong, and that's all that mental stuff. Black Widow gets the chance, but the shot is blocked. Terrible goalkeeping on that one. Black Panther blasts that ball straight at the face of the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper gets the hands up in front of them and is just like, oh, please don't hurt me. And then the ball goes in the net. But again, 10th tier. That really shows that terrible goalkeeping on that one, because the ball was literally straight at them. Straight at them. The ball has no business going in. And that's why I sit there and say, well, maybe in real life I wouldn't be playing 10th tier. I might be playing a little bit higher. I'm absolutely not 6th tier. I know that for a fact, but yeah. That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. All right, well, a good result. 13-2 on the shots, 63% possession. The XG was there, 1.68. Definitely didn't add up to the goals that we acquired, but 3-0? Are you kidding me? This is amazing what we have pulled off so far in this season. I'm very surprised. I thought we would start getting some results before the end of the season, and that we wouldn't be, like, say, last place in the league. I did not expect to be getting results early. I think we could find ourselves flying through these first few tiers and being well above our pay grade, which also means I could be picking up the pace a little bit and quick simming some seasons and not just some matches, if that's the case. If we are truly dominant, we will adjust the pacing of the series to reflect that, and we could be playing in a higher tier much sooner. Pushing on 2 weeks, we finally get a response to our advertisement for an assistant coach. And this is how bad we are reputation-wise. This is the 3 choices we have. Best attribute is a 3 in coaching skill. They are adaptable, but that means nothing. They're already English anyway. There's nothing to adapt to. Stephen Cole also has adaptability, nothing else. Working with youngsters, a 10, but still nothing above a 3. Motivating, a 3. Max Moss, also English, so adaptability does not matter. Determination, 6. Discipline, 8. Still only a 3 on motivating. Has attacking, 4. There's your strongest. Judging potential, a 4. Judging ability, a 3. There's nothing in here that suggests any of them are good. They are all young 30-year-olds who are just looking to step in and help and have zero experience whatsoever. So the terrible thing is we have no choice. We could fire them in a heartbeat. We have plenty of money. So we're going to hire a 10-month, and this is going to be it. I mean, this Max Moss is not going to be sticking with us as our reputation builds slightly. We are going to replace Moss as fast as possible. And thanks to the Moneybags owner we have, we don't need to worry about firing coaches and replacing them on a whim because somebody better comes along. That's something that's going to happen, I think, pretty frequently here as we grow and change. But this is finally a step in the right direction because alone I had no view of potential applicants. Now with an assistant manager, no matter how bad they are, they can cut that list down for us and we can actually see candidates that are possible. So all these vacancies, we're going to be able to start going after them very soon. With the new assistant manager finally signed, we get our first look at their view, the star ratings. The star ratings that really don't mean much, don't amount to much at all. We know for a fact that at least a month and a half ago, every single one of these players had the exact same rating. 1. We also know that it hasn't changed by much. It looks like, to me, the most improved player so far, Captain America. Yep, Captain America. He has picked up 1 point virtually everywhere. 7s, almost across the board. The only thing that hasn't improved yet, ironically, is leadership, considering he's the leader of the Avengers. But, okay, 7s, across the board. 1 point gained everywhere. Nobody else has replicated that from what I've seen looking through. A lot of them halfway through that process. They're right about 1 point on half of the attributes. One notable thing, and no surprise, is that our 2 goalkeepers, the Hulk and Storm, are suddenly our lowest rated. Now, we did see that goalkeeping, that current ability of 1, put them a little differently. It put them 5s across the board. And you can actually see that, well, Storm, we're not seeing that progress. And why is that? The coach, Professor X, is 1s in goalkeeping. We need a goalkeeping coach first before we get anything else if we're going to get them to start playing catch up. So, in terms of ability, we're looking at 1.5 star to 5 star being the range with no actual difference in the quality of the players. Okay, assistant coach has to do that somehow. They have to divide them up somehow, even when they're super, super close to each other. This is how they view it. Okay, I get it. Well, Captain America is making definitely some more rapid progress. So how's Thor looking? Yeah, not developing that fast, but also quite tall. How's Cyclops looking? Not developing that fast. Not as tall. So for now, I think Captain America has got to take over for Cyclops. It seems like a natural thing for me. Now, Star-Lord, also one that's not progressing terribly well, not playing particularly well. And how is his reserve, which is Deadpool? Not doing much better. Not much. I think we'll give Deadpool a chance, though, based on form. So as we now have a staff of 2, and I have that beautiful ability to see potential choices now, rule out the unlikely ones, our biggest weakness, let's go ahead and see if we can possibly address that. So we're going to look for a goalkeeping coach. Don't care about these factors, so let's go ahead and reset those to any. And yeah, realistic. Nothing. Nobody. Okay, let's edit our search and let's see if we can find a fitness coach. No, we cannot. How about just coach? Anything? Anyone? Bueller. Yeah, that's not a good sign when we can't get any coaches in just yet. How about a physio? Anything? All right. Looks like we're going to have to build that reputation a little bit more. I'm not even sure. We might have a little bit of a reputation now. Is that why? We do. We have a reputation of 4. It's grown from 1 to 4 in just a month and a half. So there is progress being made. Now, is it too soon to pester the super rich owner for some sort of upgrade? They don't care about money. I don't think it's too soon. The obvious thing to me would be to upgrade training. So let's start with that. We might as well, right? Improve training facilities. All right, haven't been here long enough. They've rejected it. That doesn't surprise me. It's only been a month and a half. But we really need to get on with these tasks before too long. So we'll give it another month or 2 and then try again. Ultimately, the finances. They can never really use the finances as a denial point. And if the team is performing somehow and they have desire to grow, which they do, they are ambitious, you figure at some point they'll start approving these. I get that the time is too short. So if we wait another month and a half, I think, maybe by November, we should be able to get our first request going, hopefully. Enfield Borough are off to a fantastic start. 6 wins from 7, no losses to their name, plus 10 on the goal differential, and a 5-point advantage at the top of the league. But there we are, right amongst it in the 3-way tie for second place. Goal differential has us just 1 goal behind Winslow United, sitting in 3rd place, 4 wins, 2 draws, and only a single loss. Considering we started with current abilities of 1, that is pretty phenomenal and definitely better than expected. Quite a bit better than expected. I had a feeling we might not even be dead last. But 10th here totally does not play out the way you would expect. Stotfold was the favorites. London Tigers were the second favorites. They're in 6th and 14th. The skill is so bad at this level that things are literally all over the place. And again, as we talked about already at length, our the mental advantages that we have are really playing out. Because skill-wise, we are definitely well below some others. But as we pick up some skill and as we pick up a few attribute points, certainly at a faster pace than anybody else is, I have a feeling we're going to have a pretty good season on our hands. I think the position we're in now, I don't think we're going to have too much trouble staying up near the top of the league. I also think that the strong personality types that we have are going to be very resilient to bad runs of form, and that's going to help us out in the long term as well. I don't know if we're going to win the league or anything. We're only 7 matches in. It's very early. It's way too early to tell whether that's going to be a thing or not this season. But as for having a good season, Yeah, that's becoming pretty clear. Building a little bit of reputation so we can start to bring in some staff. That's going to be a big thing. I think our goalkeepers are going to lag behind really bad this season until we can get a goalkeeper coach in. Now, as far as the squad, let's go ahead and take a moment to get our first in-depth look. You can see our current ability is really starting to be reshaped on an almost daily basis. I mean, it's only 25 September. 2 months into the season is all. But let's go ahead and look through the whole team now for the first time and see what type of growth we have seen thus far in players. We are starting to see even our goalkeepers are developing a little bit. They're just developing more slowly than others. And I think that's more down to the quality of training we have in their department. See, Thor is starting to make some progress. He's catching up. I mean, last time we checked on him 2 weeks ago, he only had a few points, and so others are picking up and catching up. Wolverine's starting to see some good progress off the ball, and leadership are growing a little more rapidly. Stamina's picking up. Ant-Man barely getting started. Barely. Little slow to take off for him. Black Panther now getting solid. Look at that, accomplished at defensive mid. So our current defensive mid, we're going to be able to push off of, well, actually it's not going to matter a whole lot, is it? But the tactical familiarity is going to have an impact too. They're picking up things really fast that others are not, and they're becoming quite capable. I mean, you can already see he's now listed as a defensive mid, so he's no longer playing out of position. That's going to make an impact on how he performs in games because he's going to go into it confident that he knows what he's doing in his position. Black Widow, also like Captain America, has now improved 1 attribute point across the board everywhere other than leadership. Cyclops, another one struggling to get off the mark. Not much happening. We're seeing a little bit in center back and a striker. Weird combination, but we did see him play there ever so briefly. Doctor Strange, mixed bag. Not sure what exactly has happened, but they have started as a left back, and we're actually seeing kind of our first regression of some kind. Jean Grey, a second one who has regressed a little bit after some early progression. She was our top trainer, meaning she was having the best ratings in training, and suddenly not so good. Also, Groot seeing that same effect. So we are seeing a little bit of up and down within our players. Groot hasn't progressed much at all. Agility +1, stamina +1. That's it. Hulk, as a goalkeeper and as a bench player, has made 0 progress. Not a single attribute point has improved yet. It looks like, we've gained tenths in certain areas like command, handling, positioning, but not even a full point anywhere yet. And I could see why Hulk is now the lowest rated player on the entire senior squad. That makes perfect sense because it is direct comparison to one another, not to your league, not to anything else. And so the base of the 18 is the player who's not improved at all. Iron Man with strong improvements here, one of a few players to do so. Nebula has not improved a whole lot as of yet. Same with Spider-Man and Star-Lord. So at this time, based on early increases, Nebula not improving, Iron Man improving rapidly. So Iron Man's going to come in to the center of midfield, and you can see we're starting to take shape in that the better players, at least in terms of improvement right now, are finding their way into the starting squad. Captain America, another one who's earned his way into the squad. So Deadpool over Star-Lord because they're both struggling, but otherwise across the board, we're seeing the more improved players in the side. And either that's a few bench players that have replaced the original starters, whatever it is, this is a team that's got to grow and develop, and there will be plenty of changing. I want to see all the 18 succeed because this is the 18 we have. I don't want just a first 11. I'd like to see all 18 of them hit their marks. But it's nice that we're starting to get there in playing position capabilities. are coming along. So far, Iron Man and Hulk are the only ones that have yet to get into a match. That's about to change for Iron Man as he takes over as starter. And looking at the average ratings, nobody's excelling. I mean, our best for plenty of playing time is Cyclops with a 7.03, and Cyclops just moved to the bench because they're not developing as a player. Good form, but not developing. We'll see if a move to the bench makes a difference on that one. Thor, their partner, just a tenth of a point behind him, so it's not like it's a big difference. Captain America, well, we'll see. We'll see how they do coming in just a couple starts. Actually, it's Captain America who's got the 6.95 for the partner at 7. Almost identical on the ratings, so it kind of makes sense that those two are right there, neck and neck. Anyway, nobody's doing horribly, though. Black Panther does not have a great rating, 6.43 in that defensive mid role. We'll see. It's actually, I mean, you can now see that it's the first one that's showing up with capable of playing a position, though Gamora, there you see Gamora also, Groot and Jean Grey. So, a few players are getting there, adopting their new role, their new position. So it's good to see that is happening. We've got a lot of versatility in the players, and that's helping them develop these positions more quickly. As for coming off the bench, Ant-Man has been really strong in 5 appearances off the bench, but it's only 1 goal and 1 assist. It's not like they're putting up huge numbers, but they're coming into games at a point where we seem to be playing well. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. We are certainly making progress. Quick programming note. As for the pacing, we already talked about that. It's going to depend on whether we start dominating at a level, and then we'll kind of pick up the pace until we get to a level that's competitive for us. And if this is competitive, which right now it is, we'll stay at the kind of pacing we have. But as for the pacing of the series and how often you get a chance to see it, this first week or two will be pretty busy, pretty active as the series begins. In time, and I don't know how much time it is, it depends on how popular this series is, it'll settle down to twice a week. That does it for this one, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.